All right, ladies and gentlemen, guys, we'd like to welcome you to the show. This is your host of the evening, DJ Just Jay with Just Dime Z. What's going on, guys? This is your boy DJ Just Jay with Just Dime Z and T. We're here to bring you guys an update with this story that we've already did. As you guys know, that we advocate for children first. So what we're going to do is we're going to give you guys a real quick update. We're not going to even waste a lot of time. And I want to say thank you to a couple of people that have been helping me behind the scenes. I'm only going to give their first name out, okay? And that is, I want to give a shout out to Nikki, and I want to give a shout out to Chelsea. I want to tell you guys, this is how powerful what we do is here. There's a lot of things that I do in the background, and I know a lot of times people are wondering why we don't do 3 and 4 stories a day. Well, that's because sometimes what we have to do is we have to talk to people, we have to send information places and stuff like that. And I wanted to make sure that the information that we had was accurate information. So I'm going to tell you guys something about Mr. Romaine Tolbert, who is age 36. And I'm also going to tell you guys a little bit of something. Let me see if I can get that picture on the screen for you so you can see her face. And that is Joanna Vega, age 31. All right. And what we're going to tell you about these two is that we got some information about them, about their whereabouts, because they were on the run for the murder of 4-year-old Eliazar Ruiz. Hashtag justice for Toonie. I want you guys to catch that. They were supposed to show up in court, and they were on the run. They were hiding. And whenever you're hiding, that means you're hiding something. That means you need to be found, because now you're a danger to the public and to other people. You guys catch that? The information that we were able to put out there, and because we did this story, we were able to spread the word a little bit quicker. We were able to obtain some information. And guess what? We got those two arrested. How about that? I want to say thank you to everybody that continues to share the show, because I'm going to tell you guys something. You never know who's watching and who's listening. And I hope that those people that initially passed the information to me are that they are able to get that reward money, which I think would be pretty dope if they were able to put that money in y'all hands. But you definitely deserve it, because you guys know this is more about this baby here as opposed to any type of financial reward or anything like that. So the couple that was wanted for murder of a young Cleveland boy by the name of Eliazar Ruiz, right there on the screen, was tracked down and arrested today in Michigan by the U.S. Marshals. Yes, we are making a difference, and I'm very happy to say that, you know, I mean, it's amazing, because sometimes you wonder, you know, what type of impact you're making. You see people post comments in the comment section. Sometimes people will email you, they'll call you, they'll want to talk to you and stuff, and then you get a chance to meet some people in person, and you just don't know until somebody says, man, you know, your show, me and my wife watch your show, and your show has changed our lives. And I'm like, wow, like, damn, like that's a very deep thing to say. And I'm extremely humbled just to even know that not only were we making an impact before, but now we're actually helping physically participate in helping get the justice for this little 4-year-old boy. Because what happened to him was cold, it was wrong. And I'm sure Brielle and a bunch of other people that are out there in that area know how bad this was. This boy was missing for almost 2 years before they found him behind these two jerks up there on the top left corner, right now on the center screen. Now, according to authorities, Joanna Vega, age 31, and Romaine Tolbert, age 36, were found hiding out in a residence in Adrian, Michigan, and that was the one of the addresses we had. We had multiple addresses, but that was one of them that we had. So we were right. I pride myself on putting out information that is factual, okay? Now, the marshals followed leads, and again, thank you to my people on Facebook. Y'all know who y'all are. The marshals followed leads across multiple states before discovering the couple's whereabouts on Friday, right? They were caught. The couples, who have been on the run since January, where they were charged for the death of 4-year-old Eliazar Ruiz, who was found buried in a trash bag in the backyard of a Cleveland home nearly 2 years ago. The couple were scheduled to appear in court on January the 29th at the Cuyahoga County Court of Common Pleas, but they skipped the trial and had been on the run since then. The couple was indicted on January the 14th and was charged with murder, permitting child abuse, felonious assault, endangering children, involuntary manslaughter, gross abuse of a corpse, and tampering with evidence and kidnapping. That is according to court documents. Everybody catch that. Let's move on. They were accused of murdering him and burying him in the backyard. The boy's body was found by a landscaper, which was the thing that sparked the investigation. They quote, "The men and women from various law enforcement agencies who worked this case from day one refused to give up and swore a commitment in the name of Eliazar Ruiz, otherwise known as Toonie, Justice for Toonie, if we can get that in the chat. Strong partnerships, of course, the board enabled the officers to safely arrest these two desperate fugitives on the run," said U.S. Marshal Pete Elliott in a prepared statement. Now, Vega, the woman, is the godmother of Eliazar Ruiz, whose skeletal remains were found buried in the 12,900 block of Longmead Avenue in September of 2017. Now, authorities said the 4-year-old had likely been buried there for several months before he was found dead, and his death was ruled a homicide. Now, after the child was found, authorities released a sketch, which I think the sketch was on the screen a little while ago, in hopes that somebody who knew him would report it. The boy's mom, which I was able to find her information, but we'll talk about that some other time. The boy's mom, who was incarcerated at the time, saw the sketch, and she was the one that told the police about the identity. Let me see. The boy's mother told authorities that she left him in Vega's custody when she went to jail in July of 2016. He was reported missing the following summer. Now, following the couple's indictment, Vega and Tolbert were scheduled to appear in court January 29th, and when they didn't show up, a warrant was issued for their arrests. U.S. Marshal Pete Elliott stated, "The men and women of various law enforcement agencies who worked hard on this case from day one refused to give up and swore a commitment in the name of Eliazar Ruiz. Strong partnerships across the board enabled the officers to safely arrest these two desperate fugitives on the run." That's amazing. And again, man, I think it's only right, because I'm going to tell you guys something. If people want to know why I am so passionate about this thing and why I would even open my mouth to say anything at all, the reason for that is because this 4-year-old little boy did not stand a chance against these two individuals. He can't speak for himself. He cannot stand up for himself, and he cannot defend himself. Everything that little boy and our babies in our communities, every single thing that they get is due to someone who is responsible for them, is supposed to provide it for them. And when they fail to do so, these children fail also. So it is a very, very deep gift to be able to protect these children, have custody of these children, to be able to bring children into this world. And the reason for that is because something amazing can bloom and blossom from this. We will never know what Eliazar could have been. And it's sad, because two people took advantage of his innocence, his size, and I think they're goddamn cowards. And you damn right, I'm going to continue to turn in people who continue to take advantage of people that cannot defend themselves. You guys catch that? What we're going to do is go ahead and read the fair usage, and then I'm going to show you guys the initial video, and then I'm going to show you an updated video, okay? Federal law allows citizens to reproduce, distribute, or exhibit portions of copyrighted motion pictures, videotapes, or video discs under certain circumstances without the authorization of the copyright holder. This is called fair use. It is allowed for purposes of criticism, news reporting, teaching, and parody, which doesn't infringe of copyright under 17 U.S.C. 107. I want to say hi to Kim Ayo in the chat. I do see you in there, and I'm looking at your email right now. So what I'll do is, as soon as this show is over, I will get you a definitive answer about what you can actually do to take care of that situation. Okay. So we'll talk about that here in just a minute. Okay. But I got you, and I will respond to your email tonight.
A 4-year-old dead, his godparents on the run.
And tonight, U.S. Marshals joined the manhunt. Joanna Vega and Romaine haven't been seen since they skipped their first court date after they were charged in the boy's death.
This 5's Tracy Carlos live right now in the newsroom with new information you will only see on 5. Tracy.
Robin, Danita, not only is the Northern Ohio Violent Fugitive Task Force leading up this hunt, but they are also offering up a reward for information.
He was a very smart little boy, very happy, very playful, rambunctious.
But Eliazar Ruiz's short life came to an end in a horrific way. His remains found stuffed in a garbage bag and buried in a backyard on Longmead Avenue on Cleveland's west side.
We never give up. We never give up, especially on a case like this where I know the investigators that are assigned to it, they're parents. So this is certainly one that they're not going to give up on easily.
A grand jury indicted his godparents, Joanna Vega and Romaine Tolbert, on a long list of charges, including murder, manslaughter, and kidnapping. Last month, the pair was indicted. Last week, they skipped their first court date and have been on the run since.
They probably knew this was going to come for quite some time, so they were prepared in the event that the charges were going to come down as a result of the investigation, and they took off once they found out that they were going to be charged. And now they're in hiding. Now they're fugitives.
Brian Fitzgibbon with the U.S. Marshal Service told me they believe the pair is still in Cleveland, probably on the west side. And now the marshals are willing to pay for information. They're offering a $2,500 reward.
The significance of this case, a little boy was left abandoned, dead for a trash pickup. There's a certain amount of passion that we take in this investigation and bringing it to closure for the family and in the sake of the little child.
If you have any information about the whereabouts of the pair, you are asked to call the U.S. Marshals tip line. All tips are anonymous.
All right, and again, like I said, we've already done that, and I don't mind remaining public. I don't need to be anonymous for anything. Excuse my language. I'm not cussing them. All right, here's the last video, guys. Real quick, do me a favor while y'all are still here. Hit that thumbs up for me, okay?
Friday, U.S. Marshals arrest 31-year-old Joanna Vega and 36-year-old Romaine Tolbert at a home in Adrian, Michigan, about 40 miles northwest of Toledo. Both were scheduled to appear in court on January 29th to face charges in the death of 4-year-old Eliazar Ruiz, but neither showed up.
Monsters like that shouldn't be able to walk the streets. They shouldn't even be able to see their own kids.
If I'm not mistaken, I think that's the mom. I could be wrong, but I think that might be the mom. But I think that's her because she looks a little different than what I saw initially.
Fox 8 spoke to Eliazar's mother just after both were indicted on several charges, including murder, felonious assault, and gross abuse of a corpse. She said she left her son with Vega, his godmother, when she was sent to prison for 18 months in 2017.
It's one of the worst betrayals ever for me because she was my best friend.
So yes, that is the mother. And she looks a hell of a lot thinner than she did in her jail interview. But that is definitely the mother. And the mother, because she was going to jail, left her son in the hands of her best friend, which her best friend is named Joanna Vega, and her husband's name was Romaine Tolbert. So she, I don't know what options she really had who she could have left her son with.
It's one of the worst betrayals ever for me because she was my best friend.
Investigators believe the little boy, nicknamed Toonie, was killed sometime between March 2015 and September 2017. A landscaper found Eliazar's remains September 20th, 2017, in garbage bags under shrubs behind a home on Longmead Avenue in Cleveland. At first, investigators could not identify the body, but the boy's mother saw a sketch on Fox 8 while in prison and told police she thought it might be Eliazar. DNA proved it was.
He was a sweet, loving little boy, and no child deserves to be taken away the way he was or thrown away like he was leftover food.
Eliazar's aunt tells Fox 8 the family is relieved Vega and Tolbert are both in custody.
He used to put his dad's hat on a lot, so I brought him a hat, and it says Justice for Toonie.
I'm not exactly sure where the father is. Hashtag where's the father? I don't remember if I don't remember if I already answered that question or not. But, like I said, you might have to go back and rewatch that video. But at this point, our main concern was making sure that we got the people that we believe are responsible for this baby's death, and that these people need to answer for it. They were the ones that were indicted, and they're the ones that need to answer for it. And I don't believe, so this is my thing. If you're innocent, then you show up to court and you deal with it in court. You don't run. If you run, then that lets me know that you probably are guilty of doing something that you should not have done. And I think that there's a high probability in this case that we're going to find out that these two were the ones responsible for 4-year-old Eliazar Ruiz's death. Hashtag justice for Toonie. We're going to get that, and we're not going to rest until we make sure and close this case out. That is my, that is my word. That is my promise. And I want to make sure that we see this thing through to the end. I want to also give a shout out to Michael Garrett and the Anaya Day Garrett case, where we were actually able to see it through from beginning to end and watch that father work his behind off in order to put those two people that were responsible, which was Sierra Day and Deontay Lewis, behind bars for an extremely long time, and the mother got life. So I don't expect anything different to be in this particular case. So Cuyahoga helped create this situation, and I hope that in this area of Cleveland that they're going to continue to clean this up by continuing to hold the people that is responsible for this little boy's death, put them behind bars, because they damn sure don't deserve to be out in the world and be around anybody else and putting anybody else in harm's way. All right? That's all I have to say, guys. I told you guys this is going to be a very quick and short story. And again, we were able to bring justice to these kids. And I want to say thank you to the two people, because they wanted me to shout them out, but I'm not going to give their first and last name. I'm going to give their first name. I want to say thank you to Nikki, and I want to say thank you to Chelsea. Ladies, between us, we were able to bring these people back in front of the courts where they need to be in order to stand trial. We're going to get justice for Toonie, and we're not going to sleep until we get that. This is your boy, DJ Just Jay. I'm signing out, man. Per hands up. Thank you guys for coming through and listening to this update to the story. We're going to go ahead and close it out right there.